Liberals freak as Rand Paul helps Trump move Pompeo to State Department for one epic reason by Dan Lindsay, Politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. Liberals are freaking out after Senator Rand Paul just helped President Donald Trump move CIA Director Mike Pompeo over to be the new Secretary of State. You won't want to miss this, the epic reason Rand Paul decided to help, which he dropped on the liberal hacks over at MSNBC. According to the Daily Caller, Senator Rand Paul said he had reconsidered his vote on Mike Pompeo for Secretary of State after extensive talks with President Donald Trump and Pompeo over the weekend. During an interview with MSNBC's Morning Joe host Micah Brzezinski on Tuesday, April 24, 2018, Paul laid out exactly why he changed his mind on Pompeo's passage through the Senate Foreign Relations Committee on Monday's vote. Without a doubt, no one over at MSNBC was rooting for Pompeo to become our next Secretary of State, so it wasn't a surprise when Brzezinski started out by trying to put Paul in the hot seat for changing his mind at the last minute by asking him what kind of promises Trump and Pompeo made Paul in order to secure his vote. Senator, what were those assurances that came at the final moments that you didn't hear before? Brzezinski asked. You've heard me before say that we've been at war too long in too many places. I still believe that. I believe that very strongly. In fact, I think that's one of my #1 jobs up here, is to try to see if we can end some of our military involvement around the globe, Paul replied. And so in saying that, that was one of the reasons I was worried about Director Pompeo. Let's just take a listen to the clip, so instead of me repeating.
So much for having me. Thank you.
Conversation.
Thank you.
All right, joining us now, member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Republican Rand Paul of Kentucky. Senator Paul changed his vote to yes last night on Mike Pompeo's Secretary of State nomination after getting several, quote, assurances from Pompeo himself and President Trump. And Senator, what were those assurances that came at the final moments that you didn't hear before?
You know, you've heard me before say that we've been at war too long and in too many places. I still believe that. I believe that very strongly. In fact, I think that's one of my #1 jobs up here, is to try to see if we can end some of our military involvement around the globe. And so in saying that, that was one of the reasons I was worried about Director Pompeo, because when I've asked him repeatedly, was the Iraq war a mistake? President Trump has said it's a mistake. Do you say it's a mistake? I really wasn't getting a direct answer. Over the weekend, both meeting with Pompeo and then also discussing again on the phone with him and the president, you know, every time I talk to the president, I become more and more of the belief that he truly does share my notion that we've been at war too long and in too many places. Whether Director Pompeo does or not, he's telling me, yes, that he thinks the president is right and that the president's vision for the world is going to be his job. And I think we'll hear from him publicly, more specifically, that our foreign policy hasn't worked in the past and that regime change hasn't worked. And so these are the things I've been pushing for, and I felt like that in the end I did get some satisfaction. We also have had some discussions on another front with the president over the last couple of days. I've been very concerned that the FBI is allowed to look at Americans' information without a warrant. And I've had some discussions with him over whether or not we could actually have an executive order from the president that simply says, from now on, we're going to obey the 4th Amendment and the FBI agents will have to get a warrant to look at these foreign surveillance databases. That's a big step forward for me, too. So in all of these discussions, I came to the point of view that I will give Director Pompeo a chance, and I think that we'll hear more from him in the next couple of days that hopefully will be heartening to those point of view that we need to have less war.
Senator Paul, it's Willie Geist. Good to see you this morning, as always. You wrote last month that you couldn't support...
Well, so in all of these discussions, I came to the point of view that I would give Director Pompeo a chance, and I think that we'll hear more from him over the next couple of days that hopefully will be heartening to those of the point of view that we need to have less war, Paul concluded. Rand Paul hit the nail on the head. Mike Pompeo is the man for the job at the State Department because he knows that President Donald Trump's vision of the world needs to be his job. The president needs people in his administration who don't stab him in the back or call him names. Senator Paul was right to change his mind on Pompeo's move to the State Department in support of Trump's agenda. Once again, President Trump has proven himself to be the leader and master negotiator that we needed in the White House. Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't have... Can you just imagine Hillary in office? Oh my. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.